All right, Gemini, so this is a little bit difficult, but it doesn't look too bad where you come out at here. But we'll get into this. So, Gemini, this week from Lay Vampire, you pulled jealousy, envy, punishment, and changing course. And then from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled discovery. Now, jealousy, the blessing says that you need not accept what people say about you, that you are beyond their judgment. And then working with this card talks about how you can rise above this and be true to yourself. Basically, when jealousy shows up for me, it's talking about people who are jealous of you and wanting to punish you for, the good things that you have in your life. Now, what bothers me here is that discovery is okay, but I think that they make you question who you are. The very first quote for this card says, "I am more than I think I am." You wouldn't have to say that to yourself if you didn't have outside influences making you question who you were. Now, the inspiration says, are you trying to recapture a past that no longer fits? If you are presently upset or struggling with a difficult situation, you may be seeking to keep something that is far less than what you deserve. Now, the personal question says, am I happy in this situation? How is it benefiting me? The key ideas are leaving the past behind, a readiness for a new adventure, a willingness to venture into uncharted territory, and a new level of self-care. And that was what stuck out to me with jealousy being there. I just think that you may have some people around you who are making you question who you are. All right, Gemini, here we go. Here's the energy coming through. The sun, you're fine. You're fine. Beautiful. Now, with the sun being the signifier, yeah, the sun is shining on you. You're going to feel youthful and rejuvenated, and it makes me feel like, going back to that Queen of Wands, like I felt like I needed to say it because it felt more like you than it did another person. Some of you are feeling fantastic, and it's no wonder why you have jealous people around you. But the sun is beautiful. Oh, boy. Now, in the past, the devil. Now, between the devil and the sun, you can look at it as the light is being shined on the negative here, and it's being fully it's in view. It's in clear view for you. But it is saying that with the devil being in the past that, there was something that was like stripping you of hope, right? The devil is a bad thing. Being stuck with negative crap, and we'll see where this plays out here, but with the sun being there, I think you're fine. But then the other thing that I feel like is, I have to wonder, and I don't know why I'm getting this. Maybe some of you are doing something that maybe you shouldn't have done, but that's okay. Like you're fine. Like you're okay. Because it doesn't feel super bad. This being the past coming through is, it's past. But my worry is, is it still affecting you? And that's what needs to be brought into the light of day, Ooh. No. Gemini. Now, the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords being in the present is talking about a painful ending here. But with the sun being next to that, though, it's like, it's still bad, but it's almost like kind of seeing the Ten of Swords in reverse here, where, you went through a painful ending and now you're getting up off the ground, because it's almost like clarity after pain, But the sun, again, is saying that, things are being brought into the light for you to understand and deal with here, but still a painful ending, and then you have the devil on top of that. And that devil could be you, being stuck with bad thinking, bad habits, a bad situation, something that you felt like you were either chained to or you didn't want to move away from. But the ending is painful here, but, I do feel like it's almost like that Ten of Swords is in reverse here, where it's like, it's not, the pain is over with now, but it's like you're just now getting to this point here. Oh, okay. So now I do like the Ten of Coins as your future conditions with the Sun, because it's saying that, things are getting a little bit better here. There's a strong foundation with the Ten of Coins, and financially you're fine. But, this could also have to do with like family members. The Ten of Coins and the Ten of Cups, those two specifically speak about, the family. You're talking about emotional fulfillment with the family with the Ten of Cups. But with the Ten of Coins, it's like, what are you passing on to the next generation, in material wealth and shit like that. But for some of you, you could have to do something with family, but it's over with now, I feel like. And you've got both these tens going on here, but the Sun is still like there for you. It feels good, but at the same time, it's like a part of, the Devil and the Ten of Swords, though, too. And it may just be situations with family members that are coming to an end here. Your best path to follow. Wow, Judgment. No shit. Okay, so now Judgment, right? Assessment, atonement, and rebirth. It is about reviewing the past. It is the review, right? But it's also just as much as death is depicted as, the phoenix rising from the ashes. Now, when you're looking at Judgment, though, it is talking about, making your peace with the past and moving on here. It is also about hearing that call, right? Hearing the calling. But I think for you, as your best path to follow is saying that, you need to just make your amends with the past and move forward here. It's a rebirth for you. It is a second chance for you, absolutely. But there are things that are going to have to be cleared up in terms of the past, which is funny because Discovery talked about that, And with the Devil being there, again, it kind of goes back to the feeling of, this was something that you may have done, but it's over with now. And it's like, you're coming off of rock bottom from being in this situation. Judgment's basically saying it's okay. It's almost like we fuck up, we make mistakes. Now it's time to be okay and move forward. Now, if this is a person you're dealing with, when you're looking at the Devil and the Ten of Swords, and, again, with the Ten of Coins, it could be a family member, or it could be a family friend or somebody close to the family unit. This is basically saying that, you need to be careful about passing harsh judgment, especially if it's over with, right? In your environment, the Three of Coins. So, to me, that's you, I feel like with the Sun being there, you're willing to start, working with somebody again. And then, again, with the Queen of Wands, I don't know. I still feel like that's your energy, more so than it being another person. But, I don't know. I don't think it is. I think it's somebody else. Now, with the Three of Coins, though, being in your environment, and then the way that I'm seeing the Ten of Swords, it's almost like, okay, it is over with now. Judgment saying, just be done with the past and let's move forward here. And that's like what you're trying to do with the Three of Coins. It's like you're putting in the effort here to start, working with somebody again, and working towards something better. Because the Three of Coins isn't just about new work projects and showing off your skills and getting recognized. It is one of the few cards that talks about the group, and it is about people working toward a common goal. I kind of feel like and I'm looking at the Devil, and I'm like, okay, did they do this or did somebody else do that? And I feel like pulled on both. Like this may be the case for both. Some of you may have done something in the past. Now it's over with. Now it's time to move forward. Or, you're dealing with somebody that did this to you, but yet you're still willing to work with them. Okay, your hopes and your fears, the Queen of Cups. Now, yeah, that to me feels like another person here. As far as, and again, because of it being a general reading, the energy surrounding you, looking at it as a hope and a fear. One of the things with the Queen of Cups is, if you're willing to start working with somebody that has caused you problems before, and you're like, okay, the past is the past, let's move forward here. The Queen of Cups has a tendency to be taken advantage of, because of the open, like, emotions, right? The King of Cups is a little bit different. He takes a little bit of a back seat. He's more in control. The Queen of Cups is like more like gullible, I want to say, when it comes to things like that. But then on the other side, you have to be careful about being too emotionally attached to things too. Now, if this is a person and you're looking at water here, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, looking at it as a hope, it's hoping that, there will be like some compassion there, right? But as a fear, like, I almost feel like for some of you, you may be fearing that this person may like manipulate you emotionally. Now, being the Queen of Cups, this could be male or female, being a general reading here, but, for some of you, it's going to be a female energy. All right, let me take a drink here. And again, this could be a person that's like tied to the family unit. Okay, so yeah, right, the Six of Cups. Now, when you're looking at the Six of Cups as the outcome, it is about the past. And again, it's like past, right? And it's fully out there underneath the sun. You see everything. Nothing is hidden, nothing is secretive. I feel like, the Ten of Swords is, okay, we're done with this now. Let's move forward. How do we do that? And you're doing it with the Three of Coins. The Six of Cups, though, I worry about some of you being emotionally stuck with the past, looking at the Queen of Cups. Or the other person may have problems with walking away from the past, too. Because the Ten of Swords is still there. And Judgment, being in your best path to follow, makes me think, but we're going to clarify that Six of Cups. Okay, so, that looks a little bit better to me, especially with the Ten of Coins being there. It does feel like, you're ready to move forward here. But I do think that for some of you, before you start, picking up the pace here with the Chariot, you're going to have to make sure that you're in control over everything that is going on with you emotionally. And that's not just you, but I feel like that's the other person too. Whatever issues you're having with involving this person, I think it's going to be up to you to put forth the effort here to start working with them. And I think that you're wanting to start moving forward here because, there is a sense of victory with the Chariot too. It's just, it's going to be needing to get victory over the past, especially with the Devil sitting there. All right, Gemini, we're going to take a look at the soul trees here to see what other messages we can get. But, I'm looking back at that sun and I'm thinking, you're fine. Like, you're just fine, and this may be like a reunion with somebody too, Oh, and resistance. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. What you resist persists. Play. Play is saying, first of all, you need to play. You need to have some time to have fun. Right? Playful energy. And that is perfect when you're talking about Gemini. Something is emerging here. And again, the sun, things are being brought out into the light of day. But there's a resistance here. And that bothers me. I always tell people, don't resist shit because you're just asking for it to come at you even harder. Because you're putting your focus on not wanting something. And we hear this all the time. The universe doesn't hear I want or I don't want. It hears what it is and it brings it right at you. But resistance, what are you resisting? If something is emerging here, you may be resisting it, and that's not a good thing, you know. And I feel like it on both sides. I feel like it for you, but I also feel like it with the other person too. But, you know, play, right? There needs to be some time to play here. You know, don't resist having, you know, time to play either. Like, I feel a couple of different ways about this, but I don't like resistance, especially with what you have going on here. Because I do feel like you get to the point where you're moving away from the past. You know, somebody is getting victory over the past. And that is the devil, right? It's over with. But what is it that you're resisting, you know? And again, it kind of brings me back to judgment here, where you got to be careful about like hard judgment. And then not only that, but, you know, going back to jealousy. Some of you may be getting some really harsh judgment from somebody else, though, too. Oh, my goodness. All right, Gemini, we're going to take a look at Whispers of Love to see what is going on for you guys and what you can do to attract some love into your life. I still do, though, like the Chariot and the Ten of Coins, just the way that this is playing out here. Be willing to express love. When we express love, we begin to receive more love. Wow. And again, Gemini, I'm telling you, I feel it on both sides. I feel it for you, and I feel it for the other person. It's just, it's going to apply differently to, you know, different groups of you, right? But look at your pattern in relationships, right? Like, you know, it's time to change that kind of behavior here if you're looking to move forward and work with somebody again. But then you also have to be willing to express love and be careful about like harsh judgment, you know. But then again, it may be because they put you through this phase of jealousy and questioning who you were. You know, either way, Gemini, I just feel like it's going to be a lot of effort on your part here. But, you know, there is the potential here for you to get victory over the past, which is victory over that damn devil. All right, Gemini, so I feel like for some of you, you are trying to work with a family member here. And I do think that, you know, this is the other person here with the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Coins. I feel like this may be a family member for some of you. Now, what it feels like is that there was something really bad in the past, obviously, with the devil that's being brought out into the light of day, right? Everything is being made clear here. And it's like you're trying to move forward from that. And I do feel like, you know, you're coming out of this painful ending here, right? It's over, it's done with now. How do we move forward? And here I feel like, you know, with the Three of Coins being there, that you're looking to start working with this person again. But it's going to be a long road. And I feel like, you know, you need to be careful here with judgment. Now, if you had to deal with jealousy from somebody that made you question who you were, I can understand why judgment is sitting here, because you need to be careful about, you know, passing some harsh judgment on somebody because of what they put you through, right? It is talking about the second chance, though, too. And I do think that you get to a point here where you're getting victory over the past, which is good. But I think that there's still a lot of difficulty coming up. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's just that I think that with resistance play and emerging, you know, these things that are emerging here, you know, there's a reason why resistance is showing up. And it's either you or it's the other person that's resisting, you know, needing to start working together here, right? Now, play, again, it's so perfect for Gemini. You need to give yourself some time to play. But if things are emerging, you don't want to resist that, right? Because it's just going to keep coming right back at you. But what bothers me more is that look at your pattern in relationships, you know. Like, this is basically saying that there needs to be a change in the way that you handle situations like this, especially if you're dealing with a family member or you're dealing with even a partner, whoever this person is that is tied into your home. It's like you need to look at how you have dealt with these things before. Your patterns need to change. But you have to be willing to express love, which is the other part of this here. If you're wanting to get back to working together with somebody, you're going to have to be the bigger person, is basically what this is all saying. Especially if you've had to deal with somebody that made you question who you were. Because I very much get that with jealousy and discovery, but stop resisting shit. Don't do that, because you're going to make it worse. Right? With the Sun and the Queen of Wands, I really do think that that's you. I think you feel good, you look good, everything's going great, and then you're having to deal with this crap, and it's all coming out now, basically. But you're going to have to be the bigger person here, Gemini. You're going to have to look at your patterns and modify the way that you deal with certain people. Because clearly this is saying that the way that you've acted before didn't work, but I think you realize that. And again, you've got a long road ahead of you here. You're going to have to put forth a lot of effort, but, again, you get victory over the past.